Siblings. Most of us have them. If not, then I am so sorry for you. Because siblings are a terror, aren't they? Anyways, siblings are a freaking terror. I hate mine. I hate all four of them. As far as I'm pretty sure I have four. I don't know if I have any more. I will never know, not till later in life. I hate my sister. I hate my little sister. My oldest sister, she's cool. I don't really talk to her very often, but siblings. You want to hear some terrible sibling stories? Okay, here's some. There was this one time, we were at a family reunion. I'm in Canada, right? So we were in the province, and we were going to a different province, and we were at a hotel because we were traveling, and the whole family was there. And then my grandma's extended family, my sister was there, she joined us, and my oldest sister was still on the way. So we were waiting for her to come, and as we were waiting, my older sister, we'll call her Jay, she was terrorizing me because that's all she ever does because she has nothing better to do. And as she was terrorizing me, I got fed up. And so I start swinging at her because that's what I do. That's all we ever do when we work together. We just fight. That's all we do. That's the whole dynamic. We just fight. We fight and fight and fight. And anyways, so we were fighting, and I got fed up, and I started kicking her, and I missed the first time. And so she's like, oh, you're gonna kick me. Like, she's like sitting there beaking at me, and I got fed up. And so finally, I pointed out my foot, and I swung at her, and I kicked her. I kicked her in the upper thigh. She says I Charlie horsed her, but I think that's a lie. Anyways, I kicked her in the upper thigh. We were right in front of the hotel, right? And it had like this entryway thing where all the cars go on, where the carport is. And as I kicked her, it echoed off the wall, and everybody just went silent. They stopped talking. They slowly turned and looked at us. Like, I'm talking my grandma, my whole extended family. Like, they all stopped and they looked at us, freaking out. And she's like almost 30, right? I'm 21 and she's almost like 30. And so she's freaking out. And she's like, yeah, you kicked me, Grandma, you kicked me. You know, she's just whining, of course she is, because that's what she does. She whines. She likes to poke the bear, and then when the bear responds, she goes crying to Grandma. So there's that. As when we were kids, I like to put sticks in between the picnic benches, wedges, like in between the wood pieces. And since I put sticks in between the wedges, there was flies around the area, and so I was trying to get area for the flies to land on. And as I was waiting for like the flies to come land, she started throwing like little pieces of brick at the thing. You guys can see where this is going. So I was standing by the thing. I was telling her, no, stop throwing it. You know, like being a little whiner that I am. Anyways, she was throwing it, and she started hitting them, right? And she was knocking them out, and I kept trying to put them back. I ran and got in the crossfire. I got hit in the head with a piece of brick, and it hurt. I remember I started crying, and I didn't tell on her. I don't know why I didn't, but I didn't tell on her. And she came up to me, she's like, oh my god, are you okay? And she's vaping me. She's like, oh, are you okay? Don't tell Grandma. It's okay. It was okay. I was fine. I didn't get concussion or anything. But there was a time that she did throw a brick at me. So she doesn't remember that, but I remember it because trauma. Because, you know, how dare she throw a brick at me, of all people? Like, why could she throw a brick at her friend? How dare she throw a brick at me? Me! There was also another time where my grandma was out, she was shopping, and my grandpa was watching us, and he was in the living room, and I went to go bug her, and she opened her door a little bit. She's like, hey, come here, and she doesn't remember this either. So she's like, come here. I went over there, because I was like, hi, and all of a sudden I just see this straw come out of the crack of the door. I was like, what? And she like threw a spitball at me. She did a spitball at me! So there's instant karma. Don't throw a spitball at me if you don't want to get in trouble. So take that. And on top of that, every single time we're together, like usually we don't really spend a lot of time together, but like when we do, I take pictures of her. They come out so nice. They come out like Instagram worthy. Like this one time I took a picture of her car. She was staying beside the car and she was like tripping, right? Like I timed it just perfectly, so it looked like it was like a good. It was a good shot. It was a really great shot. Then she takes pictures of me, and I'm like, hi, how are ya? I'm just like there. It's like, why do you take always bad pictures of me, but I take so good pictures of you? So I have one story about my oldest sister, like the one that's older than the one I just talked about. Actually, I have two. One when I was a little kid. She took me to Superstore, I believe. I was a little kid, right? So she took me to Superstore. I think Grandma was in the car or something. I'm not too sure. She was outside and she was having a smoke and she was watching me. She was still watching me as she was taking the smoke. I wanted to honk the horn really bad. And so I kept gesturing at the horn, and she nodded. She's like, yeah, go ahead, do it. And I did it, and she was standing right in front of the car, and she's like, don't do that again. And then the second story was actually last year, I believe, or the year before. I'm not too terribly sure. We were at Thanksgiving, and we had finished eating and everything, so we were just hanging out in the kitchen. And so she went to go attempt to take me down, and so I'm like a lot shorter than her. She's like 5'9", I think, or 5'8". I'm 5'3.5". So So she tried to take me down, and so it's like she failed, and so I went to go take her down, and she fell, but she fell on top of me. And then she went to go like take me, like I guess take me down or something. She went to go do something, and I got annoyed, and so finally I bit her right in the middle of her thigh, really hard, and she freaked out. She's like, Stephanie bit me! She bit me! How dare she? She freaking bit! You know, she's freaking out because I bit her, right? And I found out from my other sister, like the one I just finished talking about, that she had a bruise on her thigh for over a month because of how hard I bit her. Well, maybe you shouldn't try to take me down if you don't want to get bit. So here's some stories about my little sister now, the one that's younger than me. Like the first sister I told the story about. Jay, like, you know how Jay likes to terrorize me? Yeah, well, I like to do that to her. When we were out with my other grandma on my dad's side, we were out shopping at this store, and my grandma was looking around at the garden stuff. I kept seeing fly traps, right? So I kept going up to the fly traps and be like, hey, look, it's you. And she'd be like, no, stop, that's not me. I'm not a fly. I'm not a bug. I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure? That was kind of a bad move, but you know, I find that funny. But I mean, it's not that funny, but you know, you get it. And there was the other time that was the same trip that we hung out with. She found a $5 bill on the ground, and so she picked it up and went to the dollar store. And she had chosen a little stuffed shark. I call it the megalodon because it was a giant shark and it had like those little plastic glass eyes. You know which one I'm talking about. She was terrorizing me the one time, and she started swinging it at me. And as she's swinging it at me, I put my knee up to protect myself. And she swung it so hard at my knee, it hit like the knee joint, and she fell over laughing. She was laughing at my pain. She was laughing at the fact that she hit me successfully with her megalodon, with his little eyeball. And so I took it away from her, and she got mad, and she took it back, and she continued to beat me with it. On top of that, whenever we sleep together, she's always rolling on top of me. She has nothing better to do than to roll on top of me. So she rolls on top of me, and the next morning she'll be like, you were snoring so loudly. Like, I was not, okay? I'm not the one who's rolling around in the goddamn bed. Okay, don't even come at me. Like, seriously, don't even come at me. Like, get on my level. I don't snore. I don't have any stories right now of him, but I do have a brother. I mentioned him. So I have 3 sisters and a brother. I don't really talk to him very often, but, like, we're pretty good. We're pretty cool. I like to show him my books. But yeah, siblings are a lot of things. They're annoying, stupid, dumb. But if I didn't have my sisters or my brother, I don't know what the hell I'd do. Because I have nobody else to terrorize, and if I don't have anybody else to terrorize, I just sit there. I mean, I terrorize my animals, but you know, it's not the same. It's not the same as having siblings. I can't wait to have kids. I can't wait to tell them the stories about how I used to terrorize my sister, how my little sister used to terrorize me. You know, it's just a big circle, and I can't wait to tell. It's like this dining table, you know. It's just a giant circle of torture and pain, and I can't wait to share it with my kids. Okay, that was enough for this video. I'm gonna go. Thank you for listening to my crappy story times. But, okay, I'm gonna go. Try not to miss me too much. Oh, okay. Okay, bye.